discuss the chapter second of revision, that is polynomial. And your exam syllabus is that chapter first, chapter second, chapter fourth, and chapter 8. Chapter first real number, chapter second is the polynomial, chapter 4 is the quadratic equation, and chapter 8 is the trigonometric ratio. Okay, so chapter first already discussed. Now today we will discuss chapter second. So first of all, we will discuss polynomial. What is the condition for the polynomial, friends? कंडीशन क्या होती है पॉलिनोमियल्स के लिए? एनीवन? मोर देन वन टर्म, तो एल्जेब्रिक एक्सप्रेशन होगा ना, एन एल्जेब्रिकल एक्सप्रेशन इन विच द पावर ऑफ वेरिएबल शुड बी ए होल नंबर. पावर क्या होगी? होल नंबर होगी. मीनिंग इज दैट नेवर विल कम नेगेटिव एंड नेवर विल कम इन फ्रैक्शन. This is called a polynomial. For example, friend, under root t plus 2 is a polynomial or not? That given algebraical expression is not a polynomial because t under root meaning power 1 upon 2 plus 2. The power will not come in whole number. That's why not a polynomial. So the sufficient and must condition that a algebraical expression is a polynomial. That is, the power of variable should be a whole number. Fraction में नहीं होनी चाहिए power and not will come in negative. After that, the types of polynomial. So types of polynomial. क्या करें? सिस्टम में प्रॉब्लम है तो जैसा है उसको हाई साउंड पे कर लूँ रेडियो हो पाती है. ओके, यहाँ पे अभी स्कूल में टेक्नीशियन भी अवेलेबल नहीं. नाउ टाइप्स ऑफ पॉलिनोमियल. इन टाइप्स ऑफ पॉलिनोमियल बेस्ड ऑन इट्स डिग्री, फर्स्ट इज दैट कांस्टेंट पॉलिनोमियल. In constant polynomial, what is the degree of that polynomial? Degree of the polynomial is 0. Now the question is arise, what is the degree of the 0? So students, what is the degree of the 0? The degree of the 0 is not defined. Degree of 0 is not defined. Important. The constant polynomial, and what is the standard form of constant polynomial? F of x equals to c, where c is not equals to 0. For example, f of x is equals to 5 is a constant polynomial. Then how will identify then its degree is 0? 5 can be written as 5 multiplied 1. 1 can be written as x power 0. What is the degree? Is 0. Constant polynomial. Second is that linear polynomial. In a linear polynomial, what is the degree of that polynomial? 1. Degree of that polynomial should be 1. What is the standard form of that one? Ex plus b. Standard form of that polynomial. For example, f of x is equals to 3x plus 5. And where a and b are the real numbers. Now what is the graphical form of a linear polynomial? That is the line either in one variable में डिस्कस करते हैं. So the line is either parallel to x axis or parallel to y axis. Suppose इसी का graphical representation करेंगे. So what is the x value? -5/3. That is parallel to y. Next, quadratic. Till linear in 9th class already discussed. Now quadratic. Quadratic polynomial. What is the standard form of or general form of the quadratic polynomial? Ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are the real numbers. F of x equals to 2x square plus 3x plus 5. Now next we will discuss What is the student graphical representation of the quadratic polynomial? So the graphical representation of the polynomial is it looks like a parabola. Now parabola two types. First is the open mouth is upward when a is greater than 0. A is meaning the coefficient of x squared is positive. Then parabola is open upward. And when a is less than 0, a less than 0 mean is that negative. Then parabola mouth is a downward. And what is the standard equation of the parabola? Y square is equal to 4a. These friends, this type of questions are given to you in RD Sharma. RD Sharma में given है when a is positive and x is positive and b is positive. Better. So generally, what is the shape of the quadratic polynomial? Looks like a parabola. Open mouth is upward when a is positive, greater than 0. Open mouth is downward when a is less than 0. And now we'll discuss the zeros. What is the meaning of the zeros? Zeros meaning that the values of x. So generally the zeros of the polynomial depends on the degree of the polynomial. So degree of polynomial. Yes. क्वेश्चन से अब मैं सेंड नहीं किया, क्वेश्चन सेंड करूँगा, क्वेश्चन नहीं मेरे पास। आप क्वेश्चन सेंड करना कि अब कल ये तुम्हारा आपकी लाइव क्लास है ना, फिर कंटिन्यू में ना लाइव क्लास tomorrow also. Then today you will send the question, then tomorrow in tomorrow class we will discuss. Okay, degree of polynomial is equals to the number of zeros. Generally the number of zeros based on the degree of the polynomial. So in constant degree 0, the number of zeros also 0. In linear polynomial degree 1, then number of zeros 1. In quadratic polynomial number of zeros are 2. That is called the alpha and beta. Next we will discuss the cubic polynomial. What is the standard form of the cubic polynomial? Which is equals to ax cube plus bx square plus ax plus b, where a, b, c are the real numbers. Yes. If a equals to 0, then that becomes the quadratic polynomial. Next is cubic polynomial. So standard form of cubic polynomial is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a, b, c, d are the real numbers. And here we will write down the quadratic polynomial f of x equals ax square plus bx plus c. A, b, c are the real numbers. Now in cubic polynomial the number of zeros are 3. So 0, 3. First 0 is alpha, second is beta, and third is gamma. In that quadratic, number of zeros are 2, alpha and beta. Now students, we will finding out the sum of zeros first in quadratic polynomial. So sum of zeros is equals to minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. So sum of zeros alpha plus beta minus b upon a. You do not learn alpha plus beta. आपको learn क्या करना है? Sum of zeros is equals to minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. Second is that product of zeros. Product of zeros. Product of zeros is constant term divide coefficient of x square. The product of zeros alpha dot beta is equals to c by. Now same we will discuss in that cubic polynomial. Firstly we will calculate the sum of zeros. Sum of zeros always sign is start from negative. Minus coefficient of x square divided by coefficient of x cube. So alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to minus b by a. Second is that sum of product of zeros, sum of product of zeros, which is negative then positive, then coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x cube. So sum of product of zeros meaning alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equals to coefficient of x is c upon first sign is positive, first sign is negative, then positive, then again negative. That is product of zero. Product of zeros is equals to minus constant term divided by coefficient of x cube. So product of zeros alpha dot beta dot gamma is equals to minus b upon a. So that is in quadratic polynomial and that is in cubic polynomial. Now next question is that if the sum of zeros and the product of zeros are given to you, then how we will find out the cubic polynomial or the quadratic polynomial? क्वेश्चन रिवर्स है, आपको सम ऑफ जीरोस, सम ऑफ प्रोडक्ट ऑफ जीरोस और प्रोडक्ट ऑफ जीरोस आर गिवन, और sum of zeros and product of zeros are given, then how we will form the quadratic polynomial or the cubic polynomial? Next, to form a quadratic polynomial, how we will form a quadratic polynomial? To form quadratic polynomial, when sum of zeros comma product of zeros are given. Here two methods. First is alpha plus beta and alpha dot beta both are given to you. Then required quadratic polynomial f of x is equals to k x square minus sum of zeros x plus product of zeros. F of x equals to k x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha dot beta. सेकेंड क्या है, सेकेंड मेथड क्या है, बाय यूजिंग द कंपेरिजन. क्वेश्चन लेते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ सम ऑफ zeros is minus 3/2 and product of zeros is minus 4/9, then form a quadratic polynomial. Students, क्या गिवन है? सम ऑफ zeros गिवन है minus 3/2, product of zeros minus 4/9. Then how we will form a quadratic polynomial? To put in values in formula f of x, k x square minus, what is the sum of zeros? Minus 3/2 x plus product of zeros minus 4/9. So f of x is equals to k x square plus 3x/2 minus 4/9. Now we will take LCM. F of x is equals to k. LCM is 9 and 2, 18, 18x square plus 18 divided by 2, 9, 9 3, 27x minus 4 2, 8. Now we will remove the constant. That can be k upon 18, 18x square plus 27x minus 8. Now we will remove the constant. So our required quadratic polynomial is 18x square plus 27x minus 8. Okay. Now second method, using the comparison. Understand first method? Now we will discuss the second method. How we will make a quadratic polynomial using general. Yes, प्रॉब्लम है इसमें. Now alpha plus beta is given to you minus 3 upon 2 and alpha dot beta is given to you minus 4 upon 9. And we know that what is the standard form of quadratic polynomial? Ax square plus bx plus c. So to form a quadratic polynomial, here we will find out the value of a, b. We know that alpha plus beta is equals to minus b by a and alpha dot beta is equals to c by. अल्फा प्लस बीटा में भी डाउनवर्ड क्या है? ए है. अल्फा डॉट बीटा में डाउनवर्ड ए है. तो वी विल मेक द ए वैल्यू सेम. अब यहाँ पे a2 है, ये यहाँ पे a9 है. So how we will make the value of a same? Here we will multiply by the 9 and here we will multiply by the 2. Then becomes equal minus 27 upon 18 and 8 upon 18. Now a value will come equal or not? A value equal form करनी है आपने. Now on comparison, a is 18 की कांस्टेंट फ्रैक्शन में है, कांस्टेंट से मल्टीप्लाई करना होगा. माइनस b इज इक्वल्स टू माइनस 27 के नेगेटिव नेगेटिव कैंसिल. So b is equals to 27 k and c is equals to 8. These values we will substitute in given polynomial. आपको क्या करना है? given polynomial में पुट करना है. But here negative, so negative. Substitute f of x is equals to a x square 18k x square plus 27kx minus 8k. f of x equals to k common 18x square plus 27x minus 8. Remove the value of k, constant को remove करो. 18x square plus 27x minus 8. That is the required quadratic polynomial or not? Understand, friend? So that is the second method. On compare the value of a, the value of b and the value of c. Any problem? No. Now we will discuss if the zeros are given to you, then how we will verify the relationship. If graph is given to you, x and y is equals to f of x. So in that graph, find out the number of zeros. So how we will find out the number of zeros? The exact intersection point on x-axis, because polynomial is given to you in the form of x. First point, second and third. So number of zeros. But if given to you x and here the polynomial is given to x. Reference to proper use करेंगे. Because the polynomial is given to in the form of y, so we will count the exact intersection point on y axis. The एग्जैक्ट इंटरसेक्शन पॉइंट है वो किससे काउंट करोगे, y. So firstly you will identify that whether the polynomial is given to you in the form of x, then you will count the intersection point on x-axis. If the intersection point is given on y-axis and polynomial is given to you in the form of y, then we will count in y. Yes. Not axis. Possible है क्या सर? That situation is possible? No. Then either x-axis पे भी intersection नहीं हो रहा, y-axis पे भी intersection नहीं हो रहा, then how? That situation is not possible. Okay. Now next, we will discuss the zeros, a relationship the zeros. Question is, find the zeros of f of u is equals to 4u square plus 8u and verify the relationship between its zeros and coefficients. So first of all, to find out the zeros, we will put the given polynomial equals to 0. किसी भी polynomial के zeros calculate करने हैं तो polynomial किसके equal put करोगे, 0. 4u square plus 8u 0. 4u is common, u plus 2 is equals to 0. 4u is also 0 and u plus 2 also 0. So u value 0.40 and u value minus 2. So what is the alpha? 0 and beta is half work is completed. Now the second question is that how we will verify. So verification process, we will finding out the sum of zeros using formula. So sum of zeros क्या होता है, minus here coefficient of u divided by coefficient of u square. So minus, what is the coefficient of u? 8 divided by 4, what will come? Minus 2. Method से calculate करो alpha plus beta. What is the value of alpha? 0 minus 2, that will come. What values will come, same or not? Same way you will find out the product of zeros. Product of zeros, that is constant term divided by the coefficient of u square. Constant term is 0 upon 4 is 0 and using values alpha dot beta 0 into minus 2 0. Verification is completed or not? So firstly using formula, then second using the